Aside from carrying our most precious cargo, school buses make up the largest public transportation fleet in the country. They can also be heavy polluters, releasing harmful gases into the air and close to our children's lungs. So the push is on to roll out more electric school buses around the country. Manuel Bojorquez takes us on a ride.
You do your very best now, Forrest.
I sure will, Mama. I'm Forrest Gump.
From iconic movies to cartoons.
Off we go!
Hail to the bus driver, bus driver, bus driver. Hail to the bus driver, bus driver.
The yellow school bus is a symbol of growing up in the USA. It's also a workhorse of the transportation industry. There are almost 500,000 school buses in the United States, moving 25 million children between home and school over an estimated 4 billion miles a year. 90% of them run on diesel.
The exciting part to me is that if we took those and made them all electric, that would take 5 million tons of carbon emissions off of the roads where these school buses travel on a day-to-day basis.
Britton Smith is president of Bluebird,
So you can see from the front end, it looks just like a regular school bus.
which has been making buses for nearly 100 years.
This gives better acceleration than diesel, more torque.
The company added this 40,000 square foot facility in Fort Valley, Georgia, to produce more zero-emission electric vehicles. Smith says they've put 1,000 on the road since 2018. Can these buses hold the charge to where they need to go?
Absolutely. So the really great part is that our school buses have a range of about 130 miles. Now most school routes are only 30 to 40 miles in the morning and afternoon. And then it always returns to the same place at night. So every night you're charging. It takes about anywhere between 4 to 8 hours to charge overnight, and then you're ready to go for the next day.
Several bus makers have gotten into the electric vehicle market. Still, so far, just more than 1% of school buses are electric. Part of it is basic math. The electric kind can cost $375,000, more than double the cost of a traditional bus.
Okay, here we go.
2 years ago, the bipartisan infrastructure law earmarked $5 billion to help school districts offset the costs of starting to go electric.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
But advocates say those districts stand to save $100,000 per electric bus in fuel and maintenance costs. Sue Gander is director of the Electric Bus Initiative.
So over the lifetime of a bus, which might be around 15 years or so, you're seeing those savings, and those savings are going right back to the school districts.
In Miami-Dade schools, the 20 electric buses rolled out this school year came from a car maker's settlement with Florida over emissions violations. And part of the push came from those who'd be on board. You had students who wanted to see this?
Yes, we did. We have several student groups, environmental clubs, so all of that factored into what we were going to do.
Students in lower income communities are more likely to ride the bus, and diesel exhaust can impact their respiratory health.
I'm looking around seeing all these electric buses, and you see a smile on face. It's a good feeling because we're doing something good, for the community, for our students, for the district. This is an electric bus.
James Hicks is the administrative director of Miami-Dade Schools Transportation Department. He says they're still fine-tuning routes and charging schedules.
That's where the AC compressors are.
Unlike other parts of the country, the heat and need for air conditioning here also draw on the batteries.
Being electric, we're going to be, saving on the fuel cost, no more oil changes, things like that.
The district plans to add 30 more electric buses by 2024, joining those making the iconic yellow bus greener. For CBS Saturday Morning, Manuel Bojorquez, Miami.
I feel like every time we do a story when we talk about electric vehicles, there's that upfront cost, but the payout, and you look at this with the number of buses, it's insane what that would do environmentally and how it would just be a help overall. I get the upfront cost, but this seems like such a no-brainer.
And schools are strapped to begin with across the country. That's the tough part.
You need help, obviously. The bill
They don't
helped.
have the money.
But with every memory I have of riding the school bus, I remember distinctively the smell of that diesel.
Yeah.
That and the sound sound that those buses
Yes, that
make.
roar.
But what a great way to help. When you talk about those little changes, you've got a climate piece coming up.
Yeah.
Talk about little
Some of these issues we talked about in the piece are coming
Right.
up in the next story,
all ties
Beautiful
together.
link, how we all...
How that happens.
The producing is just magical.